Good morning, student. Today we are going to continue the chapter Kingdom Classification. In that already we have seen about the five kingdom classification. Kingdom Monera we have completed. Before that, I would like to say about the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. He was the botanist and he introduced binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature means naming the organism in two words, and this is till today it is followed in the world, and that is also known as the scientific name of the organism. Like here it is given cat, Felis domestica, jungle cat, Felis chos. So he was the first person to introduce the binomial nomenclature, that means naming the organism in two words. First name generic or genus, second name species or specific. So since it is both cat, one is house cat, Felis domestica, and jungle cat, Felis chos. So both species are different, though the genus are same. And this till today it helps anywhere scientific name of the organism remain the same. Now, dear students, I would like to continue about the bacteria. Already we have completed about the kingdom Monera and types of bacteria. So you hear about the name bacteria. Now we will see the useful bacteria. There are so many bacteria which help us, and in many ways it is useful. And there are also some harmful bacteria. One by one we will see to it. So first, saprophytic bacteria, which decompose or break down the dead plants or animals remains, making it into simpler form. That means they decompose it. The animals or plants which takes the nutrients, plant eaters animals, they take the nutrients from plants, and plant itself take the nutrients from the soil. After decomposing it or making it into simpler substances, it is returned to the soil, and soil again get that nutrients back to it, and soil become more fertile to grow the next plants. And next is, some bacteria are used in sewage disposal plants because they have the ability to decompose organic waste rapidly, and that's why they are used in sewage disposal plants. Some bacteria are found in digestive tract of the animals like cows, goat, even in human. These are the, especially we can say that cows, goats, these are plant eater animals, and you know that plant cell is made up of cellulose. Their digestive tract is unable to digest the cellulose, and this bacteria present in the intestine is able to digest this cellulose, and it is helping in digestion even in the human. Some bacteria are able to fix the nitrogen in the soil, means in the atmosphere there is lots of nitrogen. About 78% nitrogen is found in the atmosphere. But this nitrogen is not used by the plants directly. So, some legumes plant like the plants gram, pea or beans, in their in their roots, nodules are found. You can see this roundish structure. These are root nodules of the plant. The plant pulses, all the pulses plants are having the root nodules, and in these root nodule, these roundish structures are found. When you uproot the plant, you can see this type of structure. This structure is having the rhizobium bacteria. This bacteria is able to trap the atmospheric nitrogen and convert into soluble nitrates. And that nitrate is used by the plants to synthesize protein. And you know that whatever dal you eat, you get the protein. And protein is the body building food. We need proteins. There are different types of proteins we get from different products like milk protein, egg protein, meat protein, etc. In the same way, plants products also are having the protein in all the pulses like pea, gram, beans, etc. We get the proteins. All these proteins help our body to grow well. Body building food we say. And next is some bacteria are converting the food product like milk is converted into curd, lactose, sugar is converted into lactic acid and it helps in the formation of curd. Some bacteria are helpful in adding the flavor like in tea, coffee, cocoa, etc. Certain bacteria used in manufacturing medicine like antibiotics, vitamin B complex tablets and insulin. You know that insulin, how to get the insulin from the bacteria. So the gene of the human is introduced in the bacteria which is cultured in the lab, and exactly like human insulin, this bacteria can produce the insulin, and from the lab or cultured bacteria it can be extracted and given the diabetes patient insulin. Since it is very less, they can produce very less, or the products from the bacteria, insulin is very less, not enough to give the dose for the sugar patients. Now synthetically also insulin are produced. Some bacteria are useful in tanning of leather, rating of fibers in jute plants. Some bacteria also help in generating biogas by decomposing waste of plants, animals and humans. So these are the useful bacteria, help in many ways. Next, harmful bacteria. Bacteria causes disease in animals, humans and plants like tuberculosis, tetanus, whooping cough, cholera, leprosy, diphtheria and pneumonia are some diseases caused by bacteria in humans. Bacteria are also responsible for spoilage of food, rotting of fruits, vegetables and meat and souring of milk. In human beings, bacteria like Here you can see Escherichia coli causes gastroenteritis. Now, what is gastroenteritis? Gastroenteritis means bacteria causes infection in humans that causing the swell in stomach and intestine, resulting in vomiting and diarrhea. Means when there is infection by these bacteria, Escherichia coli, it affects the stomach and intestine, gets swell up and resulting in vomiting and diarrhea. Salmonella typhi causes typhoid. You are very familiar with the typhoid fever. Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes tuberculosis, TB sickness. You know it very well. All these diseases are curable, so nothing to worry, but it gives trouble if it is not treated on time. Dear students, now I conclude my lesson here. Try to read the chapter and give the answer of the given homework. Thank you.